Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be an episode on severe weather that is going to be occurring across the country, especially this Tornado Alley part of the country. And that's where severe weather usually occurs during this time of the year, and that's where it will be occurring this time around. But before this video starts, I'd like to ask you guys two things. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and please consider liking this video. It really helps out a lot. So please, thank you for that, and really consider doing so. And now let's move on with the video. So this video is titled largest tornado outbreak, or no, largest severe weather outbreak of the year. But again, we have not seen many tornado or severe weather outbreaks this far this year. So this does not mean that this outbreak is going to be totally powerful and completely the boss of all outbreaks. It's just going to be another regular tornado outbreak that is going to be slightly stronger than average, but it's just still gonna make it the strongest one of the year. So just stay safe and continue watching the radar and continue watching my video, and I'll give you some details about the storm. So let's jump right into it. So as I'll go through this thing, click on hour 12. I'll just go through the GFS to give you a general look on, just the thunderstorms and where exactly they will be occurring, just the general area. So you could see Monday they could break out somewhere around Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and northwestern parts of Iowa, southeastern parts of Nebraska, southeastern parts of South Dakota and North Dakota. And that passes through, nothing too major. You can see there's a snowstorm actually to the north in Canada that is going to be occurring, and that storm is not going to be affecting our country with snow, but it is going to be affecting our country with severe weather and rain. So the second day, Tuesday, you could see a lot more powerful, a lot more severe weather breaking out across South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, North Dakota. All these states will be under the gun for some severe weather, and this passes through, dies off slowly through the night, and then Wednesday you could see this goes again, fires back up, and you could see even, this is just what the weather is gonna bring. Just very unstable conditions. I'll show you the unstable condition index in a minute, of how unstable it actually could get. It could get pretty unstable. So you can see that this it does look like if Thursday will be the most powerful day with all this. It's just most widespread across northern Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, and you can see that there's even looks like there could be a mesoscale convecting band of of just thunderstorms. And this does look to pass through. Friday we could really calm down, and then new threat starts ramping up next week. But that's still far out, and we'll be focusing on this threat for now. So this threat you could see is something we'll need to keep an eye on. Definitely, I'll probably make maybe one or two more videos. If you're wondering how much accumulated rain there will be, again, it does not show too much because widespread overall, the amounts you can't really go by widespread because thunderstorms are so isolated. It could go over an area, say in Nebraska, and it could dump over 2 inches of rain in that area, but then a couple counties to the south or west or north or east, there could be nothing. So again, this is definitely something that you'll need to keep your eyes on the radar, guys, because this is something that could change abruptly. It is storms, it's little squall line, like I'll show you right now. Actually, NAM 3KM, this is convective reflectivity, composite reflectivity, and you can see some of these bands just break out some heavy thunderstorms. You can see those reds right there. If that passes through one area right there, 2 to 3 inches of rain. A little bit to the south, nothing, or maybe a tenth or two of rain. So this definitely depends on where the thunderstorms track, but isolated amounts up to 5 inches, I would definitely say so. So you can see during the night it calms down, but then during the later part of the day, Tuesday, a huge squall line just sets up across Nebraska into Kansas, and these are some supercells which are isolated from the rest, and they could rotate, spin, and those, you can see this really evolves into a storm cluster up here in Minnesota, but this one further down here just kind of dies off because it doesn't have enough energy due to the sun going away, and a lot of the sun brings instability and fuel to the thunderstorm. So once night, I don't think it will be that much of a concern. However, the daytime will definitely be, and you can see this keeps going, and then it starts reforming, but it doesn't go much farther than 60 hours. So you can see starts redeveloping. All along here there will be thunderstorms, but as of now, for the next 2 days, it does look like if Tuesday will definitely be something we'll need to watch. I mean, just look at this. There's a squall line here in Texas, a massive squall line into Nebraska, Kansas, and South Dakota. However, guys, this won't be long-lived. As I showed you, these will die off during the night, so it won't be a derecho. You can see a couple hours later it's gone. But while it is alive, it could produce gusts up to 70 miles per hour, hail up to 2 to 3 inches in diameter, possibly some tornadoes. That is a big question mark depending on how the atmosphere reacts with the ingredients. And it just mainly looks like to be a very dangerous outbreak in terms of not tornadoes, but wind, hail, and just rainfall amounts. Tornadoes may not be too big of a threat with this outbreak. However, they definitely are possible. So if you get a tornado warning, seek shelter right away in your house. Lowest floor of the house, or lowest floor. If you have a storm shelter, go in that. If you have if you don't have a storm shelter, then go to your basement. If you don't have a basement, go to your bathroom and put a mattress on top of yourself in the bathtub. That also works. So that is something we'll need to you guys need to prepare yourself for in case this happens. Severe thunderstorm warning. Don't think that is any less dangerous. That is also very dangerous. Could ruin anything that is left outside, like your cars with the hail, and could blow away lightweight objects like your furniture on your patio. That wind could really pick it up and easily blow it away. So you can see that this stuff is going to be dangerous, and these thunderstorms are definitely going to be occurring. And you can see some of this later on evolves into more of a snowstorm up in the north, but that's not really concerning us because severe weather, I think, is more dangerous as of now than this snowstorm up there, because it's not going to be too massively powerful, only leaving up to a foot of snow, which may seem like a lot, but I mean, they're used to seeing much more. And if you're comparing the severe weather to a foot of snow, severe weather is more dangerous than the foot of snow. So yes, I would also like to show you some of this LCO height, which basically is a measure of instability. Is it this? No, lifted index right here. And a lot of meteorologists don't like using this because some people say that it's they prefer the CAPE, C-A-P-E, but I like this one. It usually gives us a good measure of how unstable the atmosphere is. And in case you don't know what unstable atmosphere is, that means more prone and has more energy to produce thunderstorms. So you can see some of these colors are purples right there. That is reaching into -8 mark. And I had it pulled up earlier, but anything that is above -6, below -6, and even below -8, that is very unstable atmosphere and very prone to thunderstorm and even tornado development. So you can see this is on Wednesday again. The threat refires back up, and this could definitely produce a lot of strong storms with this unstable atmosphere. So let me go to the NAM model and just show you this. Let's go to 30. I'll just go through the whole thing, and you can see this eventually does start increasing and increasing. And even look, Wednesday, this looks to be very powerful. I mean, look at these purples. Even some hot, like, pinks, I don't know what you want to call that. That is below -10, which is extremely unstable and is very prone to tornadoes and thunderstorms. However, if you go to the CAPE, it doesn't show that much instability. So it's not going to be, I don't think, unstable as it shows. However, it definitely could be as stable as it shows, but I don't think it will happen. I don't think it'll be that unstable, because then we'd have a mega outbreak, but that I don't think will occur for at least the next couple of days or weeks even. So this is the rain amounts again for the next 360 hours. And now I'd like to switch my gears really quickly to the temperatures and talk to you guys about what the temperatures are going to be looking like in the next several coming weeks. And again, in the long term, this keeps shifting, but in general, it does seem like if this week will be warm for much of the country. That's why the thunderstorms will be able to develop. You can see anywhere you see the red and oranges, that's above average. Anywhere you see the blue, that is below average. And you can see pretty much the whole country is above average for this week. Here's the date. This is Friday. And this just stays and it keeps it warm into next week. However, you can see that there's some cooler that builds in behind it, but that doesn't stay for long. That warm air quickly pushes it out. But I wouldn't trust necessarily anything beyond 240 hours to my heart, because I wouldn't even trust it whether it's going to be below or above average. Nevertheless, not even talking about the temperatures, because if you're like, say, 372 hours out and you see 104 in Texas, I wouldn't really buy that yet. I would say that they're definitely going to be above average, but 104 degrees possibly, but I wouldn't be 100% sure with that. So now I'll just take you through the temperatures of the next couple of days. You could see this was last night. There was even some frost in Wisconsin and Michigan and the upper Midwest. However, that passed now, and it does seem like it won't come back for a while. You could see today's there will be 50s and 60s across much of the country, even some 70s and 80s, where the thunderstorms will develop tomorrow or the next day. And this will definitely be the leading factor for the thunderstorms, the warm and the humid air. So you can see a lot. This is what causes the thunderstorms, basically what leads the severe weather outbreak to happen. Just look how warm these temperatures, 75, 80s, 60s and 80s, and you can see this temperature doesn't really go away much farther. 60s, 70s, 80s for much of the country. Then it slightly cools off. You can see this day is only going to be in the 60s, which for May is right around average, but it's going to cool off a little bit towards the end. But again, like I said, this isn't set in stone yet. It might still stay above average, because if we go to couple model runs back, let's go to 00Z Sunday. You could see that, in fact, let's go to 384 hours. It is much warmer than they're showing right now. You can see it's 70s, 60s, but two model runs out forward, and you can see it's much colder. So this is still bound to change, but for the next, I would say, week and a half, warmer than average temperatures for much of the country. Severe thunderstorms and strong thunderstorms, potential for tornadoes, are definitely going to be occurring, and I'll be making definitely more videos on this. So stay tuned. Please consider liking the video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next episode.